Welcome back to World Information HD, your trusted channel for exploring the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable discoveries hiding right in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked coins in modern American currency, the 2015 D Mint Mark Roosevelt 1 dime. You might think a dime minted just a few years ago couldn't be worth much, but what if I told you that some of these 2015 Denver minted dimes could be worth thousands of dollars depending on their condition, rarity, and special errors? So sit tight, grab your coin jar, and let's uncover the true story, history, and hidden value behind the 2015 D Roosevelt dime. A coin that proves even modern change can turn into a collector's dream. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946, was designed to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the man who led the United States through the Great Depression and most of World War II. After his passing in April 1945, the U.S. Mint decided to immortalize him on the dime, symbolizing his association with the March of Dimes Foundation, which worked to combat polio. Since then, the Roosevelt dime has been one of the most produced and circulated coins in American history. But not all dimes are created equal. When it comes to the 2015 D Mint Mark Roosevelt dime, things get surprisingly interesting. The D Mint mark indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the major production facilities of the U.S. Mint. In 2015, the Denver Mint produced over 1.5 billion Roosevelt dimes, a massive number. However, within that staggering quantity, there are special varieties, minting errors, and condition grades that make some of these coins extraordinarily valuable to collectors. Let's begin by understanding the design first. On the obverse side, we see the familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, facing left, designed by John R. Sinek, who was the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint back in the 1940s. The inscriptions include the word Liberty, the motto, In God We Trust, the date 2015, and of course, the small D Mint mark right near the neckline. The reverse side features an olive branch, torch, and oak branch, symbolizing peace, liberty, and strength, values deeply rooted in American history. At first glance, this coin looks like any ordinary dime you'd find in your wallet, vending machine, or change drawer. But collectors know there's always more beneath the surface. Certain 2015 D Roosevelt dimes, especially those with minting mistakes or special die characteristics, can command extremely high prices. Let's explore some of these unique and valuable varieties. Point 1. Of the first things collectors look for is error coins. During the minting process, mistakes can happen, dies crack, planchets are misaligned, or metal layers get improperly bonded. Some 2015 D Roosevelt dimes have been found with off-center strikes, where the design is visibly shifted, leaving blank areas of metal on the coin. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Another type of error to watch for is the double die variety. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a slight duplication of design elements. On the 2015 D dime, doubling might appear on Roosevelt's eye, the lettering of Liberty, or even on In God We Trust. If you see any signs of doubling under magnification, you could be holding a collector's jackpot. A third error type often seen in modern coins is the die crack or die chip. Over time, the dies used to strike coins develop small fractures. When coins are struck using these damaged dies, raised lines or blobs of metal appear on the coin's surface. On the 2015 D Roosevelt dime, collectors have found die cracks around Roosevelt's neck, near the torch flame, or along the rim. These tiny details can make a coin stand out, especially to specialists who focus on error varieties. But the biggest factor that determines a coin's value is its condition, known as grade, in the world of numismatics. A 2015 D Roosevelt dime found in circulation with scratches, wear, and dull luster will be worth face value, 10 cents. However, an uncirculated example straight from a mint roll or proof set can be worth significantly more. Collectors and grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, evaluate coins on a 70-point scale, with MS-70 being a perfect, flawless specimen. Dimes graded MS-68 or higher from 2015 with the Denver Mint mark can sell for hundreds of dollars due to their pristine condition and rarity in that grade. Now, let's talk about something that's really interesting. Proof-like finishes and full torch bands. A Roosevelt dime that exhibits sharp, well-defined horizontal lines on the torch, known as full bands (FB), is especially valuable. These lines are often weak or missing on regular circulation strikes due to worn dies or insufficient pressure. But when you find a 2015 D dime with strong full bands and full mint luster, collectors will pay a premium. Even more rare are those coins that have a proof-like surface, showing mirror reflections and sharp frosted details despite being circulation strikes. These are sometimes struck early in a die's lifespan, before the dies wear down. Such coins are prized for their beauty and scarcity. Aside from the condition and mint errors, historical and sentimental value play a huge role too. Many collectors focus on modern coins because they are accessible. You can find them in your pocket, change jar, or coin roll from the bank. It's part of the excitement, the thrill of finding something extraordinary in something so ordinary. Imagine this: you're sorting through a handful of dimes, maybe saving them for laundry or a parking meter, and you notice something unusual, a faint doubling in the letters, or an extra shine in the metal. That small observation could turn 10 cents into hundreds, even thousands of dollars. That's the magic of coin collecting. Now, the 2015 D Roosevelt dime is made from a clad composition, meaning it's not solid silver, but rather a combination of copper and nickel. Specifically, it contains 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, with a total weight of 2.27 grams and a diameter of 17.9 millimeters. While it may not have the silver value of older dimes minted before 1965, it still holds incredible collectible potential because of its modern rarity and unique minting characteristics. Interestingly, even though millions were made, finding one in perfect, untouched condition is surprisingly hard. Most of these coins have been in circulation for years, suffering nicks, scratches, and handling marks. That's why high-grade examples certified by PCGS or NGC can be so valuable. For example, one particularly stunning 2015 D Roosevelt dime graded MS-68 with full bands recently sold for a hefty premium in a coin auction. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that not only look beautiful but also have exceptional strike details. So how do you know if you have one of these valuable dimes? First, check the mint mark just above the date. Make sure it has a D, signifying the Denver Mint. Then, examine the coin carefully under a magnifying glass or microscope. Look at Roosevelt's face, especially the eye and mouth area, for any signs of doubling. Inspect the letters of Liberty and In God We Trust for doubling or unusual thickness. Next, flip the coin over and check the torch. Are the lines between the bands sharp and complete? If so, that's a strong sign you might have a high-value dime. If your coin looks exceptionally shiny or shows nowhere at all, you might have an uncirculated piece. Consider sending it to a professional grading company for authentication and certification, especially if it looks flawless or unique. A graded coin not only confirms its authenticity but can also increase its resale value dramatically. Collectors around the world continue to seek out modern rarities like the 2015 D Roosevelt dime, not just for their monetary value but for their place in American numismatic history. It's proof that even in our fast-paced, digital age, physical coins still tell stories of craftsmanship, history, and human error that make them truly one-of-a-kind. So, the next time you receive change at the grocery store or pick up a handful of coins from your car cup holder, take a closer look. That small, shiny dime with a little D under the date could be worth more than you ever imagined. And now, here's the part you've been waiting for. The top recorded value of a 2015 D Mint Mark Roosevelt dime in pristine, certified condition has reached an astonishing $17,777. Welcome to World Information HD, the home for coin collectors, treasure hunters, and everyone fascinated by the hidden value of everyday pocket change. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of a modern American coin that's turning heads in the numismatic world, the 2021 P Mint Mark Roosevelt dime. At first glance, it looks like just another dime you'd receive in your change, a small silver-colored coin that hardly draws attention. But what if I told you that some of these dimes have sold for shocking amounts of money, enough to make you double-check every coin you own? The 2021 Roosevelt dime might still feel like a new coin to many of us. After all, it hasn't even been around for more than a few years. Yet, this unassuming 10-cent piece has already built a reputation among collectors for having certain varieties, minting errors, and high-grade examples that can command extraordinary value. So, let's uncover why collectors are suddenly obsessed with this coin, what makes it so valuable, and how you might be holding one without even realizing it. The Roosevelt dime has a deep historical legacy. First introduced in 1946, it was created to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. His image replaced the winged Liberty head design, more commonly called the Mercury dime. The U.S. Mint began producing the Roosevelt dime soon after Roosevelt's death, as a tribute to his fight against polio and his founding of the March of Dimes charity, which helped raise money for children affected by the disease. Fast forward to 2021, and this coin still carries that same proud legacy, but with a modern twist. The 2021 P. Roosevelt dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most historically significant mints in the country. Each coin weighs 2.268 grams, is made primarily of copper with a cupronickel outer layer, and measures 17.9 millimeters in diameter. Even though these coins are mass-produced for circulation, collectors have learned that not all dimes are created equal. What's really fascinating about the 2021 P. Roosevelt dime is the number of exceptional varieties and error coins discovered since its release. Many of these rare finds were spotted by sharp-eyed collectors who regularly examine rolls of dimes straight from banks or mint-sealed bags. Among the most notable varieties are those with double die-verse errors, where parts of the design appear to be duplicated. In some cases, you might notice a faint doubling in the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. These varieties often slip through the mint's quality control, and when they do, they instantly become collectibles worth far more than face value. Another fascinating feature that makes the 2021 dime special is its mint luster and surface quality. Since most of these coins are made for circulation, it's rare to find one in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that were preserved immediately after minting, especially those that graded MS68 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, are extremely rare and highly sought after. These high-grade examples often have nearly flawless surfaces, razor-sharp details, and mirror-like luster that catches the light beautifully. Collectors have reported that the 2021 P dime can appear slightly different depending on how it was struck and stored. Some examples display strikingly sharp details around Roosevelt's hair and facial features, while others have softer, less defined details, often due to worn dies. Because of these minor differences, coin grading plays a huge role in determining how much each piece is worth. When you send your 2021 dime for professional grading, the condition can dramatically change its value. For instance, an average circulated coin might still only be worth its face value, 10 cents. However, an uncirculated version that has never been used or scratched could fetch a premium of a few dollars. Then, when you move into the mint state 67, 68, or 69 range, that's where the prices start skyrocketing. But it doesn't stop there. Error coins are the real gems in this story. During 2021, a few lucky collectors discovered Roosevelt dimes with off-center strikes, partial collars, and planchet errors, meaning the blank metal disc used for minting wasn't placed correctly during production. Some even found coins that were missing part of the design or had unusual color toning caused by improper metal mixtures. These errors turn an ordinary dime into something truly rare, and the rarer the error, the higher the potential value. The Philadelphia Mint is known for producing billions of coins each year, so the existence of error coins in that massive output makes them especially valuable. Imagine finding one dime out of millions that has a mistake. That's the kind of discovery that can excite collectors and attract competitive bidding in auctions. Now, let's talk about the artistry and symbolism behind this coin. On the obverse, or front side, you'll see the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, with the word Liberty curving along the left side, and the motto, "In God We Trust," below his chin. To the right, you'll find the mint mark, P, identifying the Philadelphia Mint, and the year, 2021. The initials, JS, stand for John R. Sinek, the sculptor who designed the coin. On the reverse, the design features a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace on the left and an oak branch for strength and independence on the right. Surrounding it are the words, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and 1 dime. Despite its small size, the Roosevelt dime carries an incredible amount of meaning, representing leadership, peace, and resilience. And when you realize that this same coin can be worth far more than 10 cents, it takes on a whole new level of intrigue. Collectors often talk about how exciting it is to hunt for valuable coins in everyday pocket change. The 2021 P. Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of that thrill. It reminds us that treasure can still be found in the most ordinary places, from coin jars to grocery store change counters. Even though billions were minted, finding one that stands out can be a life-changing discovery. Let's say you find a 2021 dime that appears shinier than others or has something unusual about its design. The first step is to handle it carefully. Never clean it, because cleaning can destroy its collectible value. Then, compare it to verified images online from grading companies or coin forums. If you notice something unusual, it's worth getting a professional opinion. You can even send it to grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. Once it's authenticated and encapsulated in a protective holder, you'll know exactly how valuable it is, and collectors love coins that are officially graded and certified. Over the last few years, online marketplaces and coin auctions have seen remarkable sales involving the 2021 P. Roosevelt dime. In mint condition, some of these coins have gone for impressive sums due to their rarity, pristine surfaces, or unique minting errors. Collectors are especially drawn to coins that show deep mirror finishes or have extremely sharp strike details. Even coin roll hunters, people who search through rolls of coins from banks, have reported finding valuable examples. One particular collector uncovered a 2021 P dime with a major die crack that ran through the torch on the reverse side, creating a distinctive raised line. Such die cracks happen when the minting die itself begins to fracture, leaving a unique imprint on each coin it strikes. Because these types of errors are limited to a small number of coins, they become highly collectible and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their visibility and rarity. The combination of modern minting precision, massive production numbers, and the occasional striking error makes the 2021 P. Roosevelt dime one of the most intriguing coins in recent numismatic history. It's a perfect reminder that even in the modern age, where machines produce millions of identical coins each day, there's still room for mystery, rarity, and hidden value. So, the next time you get change at the store or withdraw coins from the bank, don't overlook your dimes. Check the date, look for the P mint mark, and take a closer look at the details. Because one of those shiny little coins might just be your ticket to an incredible discovery. From a historical tribute to Franklin D. Roosevelt, to a modern collectible that has stunned coin experts, the 2021 P. Roosevelt dime proves that age doesn't define value, rarity, and condition do. And while most people will spend their dimes without a second thought, the smartest collectors know that every coin tells a story, and some of those stories are worth a fortune.